Hello, everybody. I've been informed that this is the first panel that's starting right on time. So, yeah! Did it. Very jazzed about that. So I wasn't here last year, but 2 years ago, I also had a panel that was like Saturday morning Dooger, sort of esque themed. And I was so nervous to do it that I asked literally everyone to go up there with me. I was like, can just like all of you go up there and we'll just all talk about stuff? But this year, I was feeling a bit more confident to just do it by myself. So I hope that that's cool. I hope that you guys are cool with just me. Thanks. So I've been informed because yesterday during Sam and my panel, I made some kind of a statement that was like, well, you know, everybody here knows who I am, so. And and then we did our signing, and a lovely gentleman came through the line to get something signed and was like, I gotta be honest, I was that person that had no idea who you were until I saw your panel, and I was like, I'm delighted that you had no idea who I was, and then you stood in line for a signing. That is fantastic. So thank you to you if you're out there. But yeah, to any of you who are here and have no idea who I am, I'm Dodger. I work a lot with Jesse and TB. We do the Co-optional podcast together. And I started off as just a YouTuber. I do like a gaming news show. I'm now doing a gaming news and an anime news show. So I try to like kind of cover both of those worlds because I love both of those worlds. And I also stream quite a bit. And one of the shows that I always do on Saturdays is called Saturday Morning Dooger. So even though it is Sunday and in the afternoon, we're doing Saturday Morning Dooger, so yay! Yeah. So one of the things that we do like to do for Saturday Morning Dooger is a toast. So if any of you have brought a drink or if you would like to just fist bump the air, feel free. Thank you all so much for coming out to the panel today. This is so incredible. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. I hope we have a fantastic panel together. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Oh, that's so fun when it's live. I just finally got to the Game Tea booth, and they're selling a super cute shirt, and then this mug that says it's coffee time on it. And I love it so much, so I decided that I was going to use it today. Real jazzed about it. So I am married to a British man named Sam Strippin, who is another guest who is here today. And so I've been spending a lot of time in England the last few years, right? I always come here for Christmas. For the most part, we've been here like at least twice a year, which has been really, really fun, and I've gotten more used to being here, and I feel like I have family and friends here now. And coming out for Coxcon, we traveled with my lovely friend Angie, who is running the cosplay zone. She's awesome. She's great. She's been killing it in that cosplay area, being super, super awesome. So if you get a chance to say hi to her, I'm sure she would absolutely love that. But she has never left North America before, ever. So this was her very first time going to another country, and it has been a trip. It's been so funny. One of my favorite moments was when we were driving, because we flew into Gatwick, and then we drove from Gatwick. So it was a pretty long car ride, and we were all exhausted. So we wound up sleeping in the car. And at one point, another car pulled in to like cut us off, and the guy slammed on the brakes, and we all woke up like, and Angie, we all did our gasps, and immediately after that, Angie goes, I'm in another country. It was such a funny reaction, like, I forgot where I was. I forgot what was going on. I'm I'm in England right now. I was like, I know. So she's just absolutely having the time of her life, which is super, super fun. When we were on the plane, she was like, this might be a stupid question, but like, I just watched the sun set, but like, at what point in this trip will the sun rise? And I was like, I have no idea how to answer that. That is, I guess, a great question. I don't know. So she answered the question for herself because she was awake when apparently the sun was rising while we were on the plane, and she was like, happens at Greenland. I took a picture. I was like, so proud. I'm so, so proud. Yeah, so I figured that we would mostly do Q&A today. I hope that that's cool. I hope you guys are down for that. I do want to preface, before we do Q&A, that, this community is one of love and respect. Yeah? Yes. And that if the question you are planning on asking is meant to get a rise out of me or a rise out of chat, maybe just don't. Maybe just lock that down, because we're a community that loves one another. We like to show one another respect, so show your peers that that's the kind of upstanding dude or dudette that you are, right? Awesome. Speak from the heart, have fun. You don't always have to be like super jazzed, but like there's no reason to ever be cruel. So I think that that's what we're gonna do today. So if any of you have questions, feel free. Raise a hand. Yeah, we got some hands up. I'm not in charge with handing out the microphone, I'm so sorry. So I get to just chill here until one of you gets a microphone.
Hi there.
Hi!
I asked a question on the last panel that you were on, actually, but my question this time is going to be a little bit more involved. Now, you've always struck me as quite an extroverted person. You're quite energetic, you have quite a good stage presence, etc.
Thank you.
But I'm thinking that a lot of people who are maybe gamers and who would like to get into YouTube, they might not have the same kind of experience as you do. Maybe they're more naturally introverted. I was wondering if there's any kind of advice that you could give people like that on how to become more familiar with situations like this and how to deal with the idea of having a following online and maybe in the real world as well if they turn up to conventions.
Right. So I had a lot of anxiety about coming to conventions because I'm definitely the sort of person that after I've been around people for a while, I'm like, I need to recharge, right? But the longer that I've done events like this, the more that I've gotten to meet lots of, hi, that's my husband. Sorry, just felt like I had to say that. Yeah, the longer that I've done events like this and met wonderful people, the more comfortable that I've felt. I've almost. This is going to sound like I've been giving myself poison every now and then, and now I have like a resistance to it. But the more years that I've done it, the more comfortable that I feel, the less anxiety that I have. So in terms of advice, I would say don't ever push yourself further than is comfortable, right? Like, if you come to an event like this, and this isn't even just as a YouTuber, a guest, a streamer, like whatever it happens to be. This is also as an attendee, right? If you come to an event like this and you're feeling like, I need a minute, or I need to go back to my room, or I need to rest, I need to recharge, it's always best to take that time to do it than to try and push it until you're just miserable, right? And I think from starting off with conventions where I would go for a little bit and then leave, and then come back after an hour, and then leave, and then come back, I'm now to a point where I can enjoy an entire day of a con and have a lot of fun and still have a lot of energy and not feel as much of that anxiety. So that's how it's worked for me. Obviously, everybody's different, but yeah, I would say just listen to your heart, listen to your body, whatever it's telling you that you need. Pay attention to that so that you can get the most out of your convention experience. Again, whether you're presenting to people in panels or you're attending them. So, yeah. Next.
Hi, Dodger.
Love this mug. Yes, hello.
Hi. I was going to ask this yesterday, but have you ever forgiven Strippin for having absolute rage fit during a game of Total War Warhammer? Because he was just, I remember the video where he was
I remember
raging.
that quite vividly too.
And are you dreading the release of Warhammer 2, where he will naturally probably have a rage fit again?
So now that we live a little bit closer to the office, I have faith that if there is a game where Sam can honestly think to himself, am I gonna scream while playing this game? He'll make the choice to maybe play it at the office, For those of you who were not following either of us or haven't heard this story, when Total War Warhammer came out, Sam and our friend JP, quite a few people that we know, all got super into it. And there was one night where I was like, all right, honey, I'm gonna go to bed. Like, don't stay up too late, lol. And at, I wanna say, 3 or 4 in the morning, I just hear him scream downstairs. And I bolted upright, thinking that, maybe he was dead. Ran downstairs, and as I got halfway down the stairs, could hear him laughing, so I was pissed. How dare you? How dare you scare me like that? Opened up the door, it was like, could you keep it down? He was like, So, yeah. Sam tends to be much more of a night owl than I am. I'm kind of I don't want to say that I'm a super routine person, but I like being awake when it's daytime, and I like going to bed when it's nighttime. I also might take a nap somewhere in the daytime because I'm part cat, apparently. So I can almost always guarantee that at whatever time I go to bed, Sam will still be playing some game for another 3 or 4 hours. So since we've been closer to the office, it's been nice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Dodger.
Hi.
What are your favorite and least favorite things about the UK, not including Sam Strippin?
Favorite and least favorite things about the UK. My favorite thing is I have a precious, sweet family here now. So, I know, that's gonna sound like a cop-out, but it's the truth, Every time I come here, I'm like, oh, I have a mom, and I have a dad, and I have sisters and brothers, and I have a whole family here now. It's so fun. Least favorite thing about the UK? No, dude, the state right above California is Oregon, and we're currently living in Los Angeles, California, and it is always slightly sunny there. Always, always. It doesn't rain, it barely ever gets too hot. It's just it's pretty sunny most of the time. In Oregon, again, right above it, rains constantly, rains all the time. It's basically the same weather as here. We don't really get a lot of snow. It just rains. Although, I can't remember who it was, but I was telling somebody that in Oregon sometimes we get freezing rain. Apparently that's not a thing that you guys get here really. So it sounded horrifying, but it's basically rain that falls, and while it's falling, it's wet, but the second it hits something, it turns into ice. So if you are in an area that has lots of trees, suddenly all these trees are just covered in ice and they fall over. It's terrible, and that happens not every year, but when it does happen, we're a big nursery state, or Oregon is. Not like baby nursery. just realized, not like put your children in the nursery, but like maybe grow a tree in a nursery. We provide all of the United States Christmas trees, I think, something like that. And so if your business is Christmas trees and you get freezing rain, you're gonna be really, really, really sad. So, no, point being, sorry, I got off track. Point being that when I'm in a place where it's raining, I am so excited because I miss it. I miss it so much after living in Oregon for so long and then moving to LA. I've been in LA for 7 years now? Ugh. For 7 years. And when we were gonna be coming over here, one of the volunteers is named Amma, and Amma is my community manager, and he's lovely. Yeah, he's great, yeah. And he tweeted something like, man, I'm blasting my AC and I'm still too hot in my hotel room right now. And I was like, it's hot there again? I was just here for my wedding and you were having the worst heat wave ever, and now I thought I got a second chance or it was gonna be raining. Are you telling me I'm not gonna get rain? I was so sad. And then, luck be a lady, we got out of the car and it was pouring rain, and I was delighted. And people kept trying to put umbrellas over me, and I was like, no. Let me get soaked. Just let it happen. I never get to do this. Back to the actual question. I honestly don't know what I would say is my least favorite thing about the UK. I think that people who actually live here, probably have plenty of things that could come to mind, because if you live there all of the time, of course, you're going to wind up with a laundry list. But as a person who only comes here, a couple times a year, and can't drive, I would say I don't really have any problems with it. I like it quite a bit here. So, next question.
Hi, Dodger.
Hi.
So you play a lot of Darkest Dungeon on stream.
Sure do.
When are you gonna play Nier Automata?
Oh my gosh, right? It's apparently fantastic, and I've still only played a smidgen of it. I absolutely have to. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When we get back from Coxcon, I'm gonna go ham on Dream Daddy. So, yeah. I've been waiting too long for my papas, but I would still love to play Nier Automata. It's not going to be a game I'm going to be good at. I already know that after just playing the intro of it. I'm like, wow, I am terrible at this. I was terrible at Bayonetta. I'm always terrible at those games. But I've heard that it's fantastic enough that I absolutely have to make time for it. So I will, for sure. Next call.
Hello.
Hello.
I have not played any visual novels before, but I would really like to try one. What would you recommend as an example for the best that visual novels can offer?
Sorry, did you say visual novels?
Yes.
Okay. Best visual novels. There's one, maybe somebody in I was gonna say chat. Wow, I stream a lot. Maybe somebody in the audience knows the name of it, but there's one that's loosely based on Cinderella that's kind of fascinating. And yes, that's the name of it. Thank you, Cinders. That one I thought was pretty great. I will always and forever evangelize for Hatoful Boyfriend, because look, that game is not just about dating birds, okay? It gets real. Yeah, I think what's nice about games not to push it too hard, but I think what's nice about games like Hatoful Boyfriend is that it's small playthroughs, right? So you would say, okay, well, in this playthrough, I'm gonna go after Oko-san, and it doesn't take that long to get through that, right? So there are lots of really nice stopping points, whereas with more in-depth visual novels, sometimes it takes quite a while to get to a chapter break. So if you're looking for something to just kind of get into the idea of that and see whether or not it's something that you're interested in, I would say there are lots of really cool dating sims where you can just like play smidgen, play a smidgen, play a smidgen, play a smidgen, and if it winds up having more to offer you, then that's awesome. And if not, you've kind of like, you've gotten into the genre a little bit, and you can see whether or not it's the sort of thing that you could just sit and blast for like hours, you know. Next. Hi.
Hi. I was just wondering, since obviously everyone here knows you as Dodger and not Brooke, I was just wondering if you ever like kind of refer to yourself as Dodger, or like that kind of becomes your name in the back of your head ever, or if it's kind of like my extroverted internet self is Dodger and I'm Brooke, and like that sort of thing.
Right. I have some friends who will always call me Brooke, and I have some friends who will always call me Dodger. If I'm introducing myself and it's in a work situation, I have more confidence that if I say, hi, I'm Dodger, they'll go, oh, right? Whereas if I say, hi, I'm Brooke, I don't have a lot of confidence that they'll go, right, I know who you are and what you do. Because I've been to, and I don't know why this is, I've been told that sometimes I'm hard to spot in real life, and I don't know if that's always like a, did you know that you're short? Goof. I don't know if that's what it is, or if I do legitimately look like kind of different in real life, but yeah. So if I'm meeting somebody for the first time in the YouTuber world at like cons and things like that, typically I'll say, hi, I'm Dodger, because hopefully that'll like fire off a thing like, oh, okay. And if it doesn't, then it's like, I'm not going to be offended. Like, how on earth could you not know who I am? But that's my best bet at them connecting me with something that's in our space, you know? And yeah, if I'm with somebody who I'm just meeting through a friend or something like that, I'll always introduce myself as Brooke. And obviously, you know, people in my life like Sam have never ever called me Dodger because he just thinks that it's weird. Like, it's not as intimate as calling me Brooke, right? But it's always fun because I feel like my real name has been out there long enough that I forget that everybody doesn't know it. So sometimes I'll refer to myself as Brooke on a stream, and there will be somebody who I've seen in chat quite a few times, and they're like, holy shit, your name isn't Dodger. They're like, my mind is blown right now. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. I guess that doesn't come up all the time. But yeah, for the most part, I guess the easy answer, I'm so sorry, I'm really long-winded. The easy answer is most of the time I just call myself Brooke. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Next.
Hi.
Hi.
So I got a really dumb question, but I have to ask because I'm kind of curious. Did you like the weeb candy?
Did I like the what?
Weeb candy.
The weeb candy.
Oh, yeah, I got to you yesterday.
The stuff that I was given yesterday, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried any of it yet. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Do you have anything else you would like to ask since that was so short?
All right, what's your favorite anime? I'm sure everyone's thinking that.
What's my favorite what?
Anime.
Oh, Samurai Champloo. Samurai Champloo is my favorite anime, and I will not fight you if you come at me and say Cowboy Bebop's better. That's totally fine. I'm not like, I've said this a million times, but that's kind of, for whatever reason, that comes with the territory of saying, I really like Samurai Champloo, it's my favorite anime. You have to also have the caveat of, I don't think that it's the best anime that's ever been made. I just really love it and I think it's my favorite, because otherwise somebody will be like, wait a minute, but Cowboy Bebop though. I'm like, okay, that's cool, you can love Cowboy Bebop. I also love Cowboy Bebop, it's great. But Samurai Champloo, for whatever reason, with like the music and the animation, like the way that they fought in that anime, I thought it was just absolutely gorgeous, and I love the characters, and I will forever be unsatisfied with the ending. So there's also a bitterness tied to the whole thing. Next.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. This is a Nebula Jazz question, so sorry if anybody doesn't watch that.
Excellent.
And this has been on my mind since the very first episode. What does Eugene taste like?
What a great question. To catch everybody up to speed on what Nebula Jazz is, it's a role-play show on JP's channel that uses the Fate Accelerated system, which is kind of like, it's if you know D&D, it's adjacent to that idea, but everybody gets to kind of get involved in the storytelling. So it's super, super fun. It's me, Sam, Pocket, and Jesse, and our DM, Adam Coble. It's really fun. It takes place in space. It's really goofy. And my character is a slime. I'm just a slime person, that's it. And I'm not like a sexy slime person. Like, this isn't Monster Musume. I'm a booger. I'm just like, wait, what do you guys call boogers here? I forget. Bogies! That's the word. What does Eugene taste like? What a great question. Well, it's been established. Okay, hold on. Let's science this. So it's been established. It's been established that if he's moving around, like say that he was in an area that was covered with dirt, his body would slowly be absorbing dirt as he's moving around, right? So he would probably taste kind of like trash. That's what I would guess, because it's got to be an amalgamation of just like so many. It would be like licking the bottom of your shoe, right? It's just like everything that's on the ground. Yeah, don't eat Eugene. Come on now. The texture would also just be terrible. So don't eat Eugene. Don't eat Eugene. Hashtag don't eat Eugene, guys. Next question.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question about cats.
About cats? I'm so ready.
As you probably know, there are 3 types of cats. There's the cats that love their owners, the cats that tolerate their owners, and the cats that are secretly plotting to kill their owners. My cats are in the latter category, no pun intended. I was just wondering what category your cats were in.
Wait, I'm so sorry. Say that one more time.
There are 3 types of cat in the world. Right. There's the cats that love their owners.
They're owners, I got you now.
The cats that tolerate their owners, and the cats that are secretly plotting to kill their owners.
Yes.
And I was just wondering.
I am following you now. So I can tell an anecdote along with this, as is my way. Recently, our house got sprayed because it was infested with ants. Awful. That meant that we had to get everything that was living that we loved out of the house. All the things that are living that we hate could stay there. But so we decided, all right, I guess the cats count. Took them to the office, and they stayed in my office for the entire day. And we had no idea how that was going to go. Sherlock, I have 2 cats. I have a big old black cat named Sherlock, and I have a really sweet tiny white cat named Watson. So Sherlock is much more like a dog in that if I am around, he's chill. He's just good as long as I'm there. When we moved house into like our new place, everything that I read was like, all right, if you're moving into a much bigger place, you want to make sure that they have like their enclosed space because they're going to hide for a really long time and make sure they have everything they need, things that smell like them, things that smell like you. And then, maybe after a day, maybe open the door, let them kind of sniff around, et cetera, right? Sherlock did not care. He was so down to just like, where are you going? Oh, downstairs? Cool. Oh, sick, the couch? Yeah, that's our couch. Great. Laid down on the couch, was good. He was totally fine. And I was like, this is not what anything about cats says that cats do. So I would say out of those 3 tiers, Sherlock is a cat that loves his owner. Watson is much more mischievous. I don't want to say that she doesn't like us, although Sam would probably say that there's like a little bit of Satan in her. But she likes to snug, but she also likes to just knock over all kinds of stuff and get into things she's not supposed to. And I think probably like more the middle tier. If I had to choose one of the three, it's like I want to snuggle with you if I would really like to be pet, and then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go somewhere else because I'm over it. And if I really want attention, I'll knock everything off of the table. I'm like, all right, Watson, you're very cute. That's the only reason you get away with it. But Sherlock is super into me, so I'm very grateful for that. Oh. Somebody out there was like, yeah. Next.
Hi, Dodger.
Hi, way up there. What's
right
up?
at the back, yep. So, as an online personality, whether you like it or not, you can exert an influence over your fan base, whether it be increasing the sales of a game, increasing the views of a show that you watch. What do you think of that? And in the event that you like it, can you think of a particular video that you made that you are happiest that it had the influence that you wanted over your fan base?
Ooh, I'm not entirely sure how to answer the last part, but just like overall, I would say that I've over time gotten enough messages from people that I feel very, I don't know, I feel like maybe this is an extreme word, but I feel very honored about it most of the time. It's like, that's incredible that there are so many people. It's very easy for us to be down on ourselves for the job that we do. Like, we have fun, but I think every YouTuber and streamer has at least one point where they go, I am not helping society at all. I'm not doing anything good for nobody, right? Like, I play games, and maybe a person giggles, and that's it. But, we get like all of these incredible emails from people saying that, we've affected them in a very positive way. And I think that that's really amazing. So over time, I've been very, I've tried to be very conscious about the sort of things that I say, and just like before the Q&A, right? Like, just trying to establish a positive and loving community, right? Where people feel very comfortable and where I feel that I can support them. And yeah, I don't know that necessarily answers the question of like, how does it feel to influence people? But just like influencing the sort of feel around me and the sort of community that I create, the space, that people are able to inhabit. I'm happy to influence that into being much more positive and loving, and trying not to focus on the bad stuff. So if there was something specific that I've been very grateful to have been an influencer for, I would say just any sort of a charity situation that I've been able to be part of has been fantastic. And the very first one that we ever did, everybody just like, when I was pretty small, everybody just blew it out of the water, and we did our first 24-hour stream ever, and I was, wow. My favorite part of that 24-hour stream, this was years ago, this was so long ago. If you were around for that 24-hour stream, you've been watching me for a long time. There are a couple woos out there. Excellent. What's up, guys? But there was one point during that 24-hour stream where I was playing Robot Unicorn Attack and never switched the camera over to actually show the game. And it was like 4 a.m. and I was delirious. So just imagine like basically what you're watching right now, but closer on my face with me just like playing Robot Unicorn Attack with the Robot Unicorn Attack music blaring, right? But you can't see the game. Like that, it was like that for too long. Way too long. But it's, yeah, anything, even the delirious moments, anything that's been associated with a charity stream or a charity drive has been like awesome to affect people that way. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Next.
Hello.
Hello.
if you could pause real life and right-click on people, what kind of statistics and properties would you like to see?
Wait, what?
So, so think like The Sims or something. If you could pause life and you could click on people, but right-click on them and select properties, what statistics and information about people would you like to be able to see about them?
Oh gosh, if this was all a Sims game that somebody had put together, what would I hope that the Sims player could see about me? I'm trying to remember, man, Sims has gotten really advanced, right? Like you can like affect the person's personality quite a bit and like what their hopes and dreams are and all that, right? Do I look really intense right now? I would hope that that whoever this supreme being is that's playing The Sims right now, I hope that they can see my hopes and dreams and not put me in a pool and take away the ladder. That would be pretty great. I will never, this is off topic, but I will never forget the first time that I played The Sims. And my brother saw me playing and he was like, I gotta try this. Made 2 children and put them in a house that had no toilet. And the kids were supposed to go to school and they just wouldn't because they needed to pee too bad. And I was like, I don't know if that's accurate. I feel like if I was living in a house that had no toilet, I would either go to the bathroom outside or I would be like, thank God we're going to school. They have toilets there. But it was so bizarre. He was like, I can't get them to do anything. I was like, because you've given them like Sims 1, motherload, #motherload. Too many hashtags already. Next.
Hi. In the back.
Hi.
Hi. Another role-playing question. I really like all the characters you create, and
Thank you.
I was wondering where you get inspiration to create characters like Eugene, and who would you want to have cast as Eugene in a movie?
Oh my God. Who? I would want Danny DeVito to play Eugene, obviously. Where do I get my inspiration from? I don't know. I like, so it's been different every time because when we did West Marches, rest in power. When we did West Marches, I made Juliet, and Juliet was like a half-orc valley girl, basically. And I just liked the idea of that juxtaposition, like a giant orc lady who like totally talked like this and just wanted to party all the time, right? I thought that sounded really fun. And when we were doing Mirror Shades, I was reading about the world because I didn't know a whole lot about Shadowrun at the time. And I thought that, because everybody else was sounding like they wanted to be more along the, the like cyberpunk line of things. And there are all kinds of other characters that just commune with nature and do magic, right? So I was like, oh, well, maybe I could be that. And it caused all kinds of problems with the story, right? It's like if you're playing D&D and everybody is like, I'm lawful good. And then you're like, I'm chaotic evil. Like, great, why would any of you work together? Why would you guys go on a journey? This does not make any sense. It felt a little bit like that, where at times I felt like I was kind of, my sweet elf boy, my sweet elf dove shaman boy was holding back the whole team. But in that scenario, it was just, I wanted to have kind of like a gentler character to go against all of these other characters who were much more into like the glitchy side of things. And then, and then with Eugene, that was a conversation where we wanted to do a space show and we hadn't even picked the system yet. And we all got into a Skype group and Adam was like, cool, let's start talking about like touchstones, like what sort of things we want to influence this game, right? And Jesse and I, outside of the group, had talked about what kind of hilarious things would be fun to play in a space game. And we were spitballing ideas, and I was saying, you know what I would really love to play is some kind of just like grotesque, weird thing. But pretty much in my mind, I was like, any game that I can think of makes you choose races, right? And I was like, there isn't gonna be a game that we can play where I can be like a slime monster, right? Like that's not really a thing, I don't think. And then we wound up using the Fate Accelerated system where it was like, you can be whatever you want. So Jesse abandoned his sex robot idea, which is fine. I guess Quinn is a cool character, but, and from the get-go, I pitched to Adam, like, I want to play a game where I can be a slime monster, where I can just be like a gross thing. That's all that I want. I want to be gross looking and have a gross personality and just like roll with that. And he was like, all right. And in typical wonderful Adam way, he took that to heart and was like, let me go do some research. And came back with Fate Accelerated, which has been so fun to play because all of us are so comfortable with each other. It's really easy for us to say like, wow, I would really love to trip you up right now. I think I will. So that game has been super, super fun. It's been so cool having people say that Nebula Jazz is like one of their favorite shows that they've watched. So since all of us love to play it, we love hearing that as well. So we hope you'll continue to watch. And if this sounds cool to you, if you've never heard of it before and you would like to watch it, please do. It's all on JP's YouTube channel. So you can catch up and then start watching them live. They're super fun. All right, next.
Hi.
Hi.
So I was wondering, seeing as you've been with stripping for so long now and happily married, hopefully anyways, I was wondering if there's any habits, good or bad, that you've noticed in each other, like say stripping getting a coffee addiction, or you learning the distinction between fairy and ferry.
I've learned that I can't stand my ground with that here because apparently everyone in England thinks that there's a difference between those words. So I'm not going to say anything about that. Sam has recently noticed that I get way too into opening theme songs of shows. So if there's a show that we've been watching a lot of, I will dance along every single time, or I'll sing along every single time, and he's like, what is it about theme songs that just attaches to your brain? Like he'll always, the second a song will start, he'll just look at me, because he knows that I'm gonna be like, just getting super into it, because I'm so excited about it. A habit that he has, he takes showers and then he throws the wet towel on the bed and he leaves it there. And that will always and forever upset me. It's one of those things where I passive aggressively like take a picture of the towel on the bed and text it to him. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Excuse you. But no, overall we get along fantastically. Thank goodness, because we're married. So yeah. Next. I have no idea what time it is.
Hello.
Hello.
So you've had a couple of like songs that you've done in videos. Like there was that one Undertale song that you sang for. Have you had any motivation to do more musical stuff and more singing? And also, can you please make more videos with Commander Holly?
Oh, God, I love her. I would love to make more videos with Commander Holly. Yeah, I think the day before we left, or maybe 2 days before we left, I recorded audio for a DJ Cutman song. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah. Who, by the way, is one of the nicest humans in the world. So just in case you were ever wondering, he's fantastic. But yeah, so I literally, like right before coming here, did a music thing, which I'm so excited about. And yeah, I would love to do lots of music stuff. My big hurdle is that I don't know how to do anything except sing. Like, I literally don't know how to do anything except sing. So in my mind, I'm like, I don't know how to do any of the other stuff, any of that other stuff that like makes songs. So being able to team up with amazing people like Ben Briggs and Besso for the Undertale one, and you know, Cutman for this one that's coming up. I don't know if I can talk about it beyond just saying like I recorded for Cutman, so I'm not gonna say what song it is. But yeah, it's been amazing meeting people who are really good at what they do and have confidence in me, because I don't always have a lot of confidence in myself musically. Because look, my brother is an incredible singer and musician. And if you ever wanted to listen to him, his name is Jared Lawson, and you should definitely check him out. Nepotism at its finest right now. But like, he's actually incredible. So I spent my whole life being like, I mean, I guess I can kind of sing a little bit, but Jared's incredible, right? Like classic weird sibling thing. So it's been awesome in the last couple of years having lots of people come to me and be like, I would love to work together with you on something, you know, and being patient with me when I'm like, I don't know if I can do that very well. I don't think I can do that very well. And they're like, what do you mean? You can do it fine. You're fine. You're good. You're fine. Just like trusting them to know what they're talking about because they have a good ear. So yeah, I want to do more music stuff for sure. And there is a new music thing that is being worked on literally right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. How are we on time? Are we good? Mm-hmm. We are. Next.
Hi, Dodger.
Hi.
I was just wondering, since you've been over in Britain, has Sam made you eat toad in the hole? Or do you know what it is?
Have I eaten what?
Toad in the hole.
So, I don't think I've had, Sam, my love, I haven't had toad in a hole, right? What does yeah mean? Does yeah mean yes, you have had toad in a hole, or does yeah mean yeah, no, you haven't had it? Huh? I haven't had that. I have not had that. We call toad in a hole something different in America. Toad in a hole in America, I heard somebody out there go, excuse me? What I was raised to think of toad in a hole as is when you have bread, and you cut a hole in the middle of bread, and then you crack an egg into the center, and you fry the whole thing together. That's what I was always told was toad in a hole, and that was one of the first things that I learned how to make on my own. So I definitely remember, I'm freezing. I definitely remember when Sam was visiting me earlier on in our relationship, and I was like, I'm gonna make toad in a hole, and he was like, you are? And then I made, you know, like bread with an egg inside of it, and he was like, that is not, you know, okay, thank you. But I didn't know what toad in a hole actually looked like, so here we are. No, I have not had it. What? When? When? I don't remember it. Don't tell Mom. Next.
Hi, over here.
Hello.
First, just in case you're having that moment of if I'm doing anything useful, I'd like to thank you for getting me through a tough time in my life. Especially with coffee videos, when you were posting them every day. They would come out in the morning in Italy, and they would just make my day.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you very much. And then I'd like to proceed to a cat question.
Great.
So for this weekend is the first time I'm leaving my cat alone for more than a smoke break.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know, since you travel so much, how do you deal with your pets when you travel? And how do you get to stop scratching the couch?
Oh my God. I'm the wrong person to ask about that. They used to never do it. They used to never scratch the couch, and then Watson got super into it. And I was like, what? Why? All of a sudden, why are you scratching the couch now? And then Sherlock was like, she's doing it. And then Sherlock started doing it. I was like, what? And I kept reading that something you can do is put scratching posts in front of the area that they scratch at, right? So that they're like, I'm going to go over and do my daily pruning. And then they see a scratching post instead. And they're like, I guess so. She pushes it out of the way. Like, why are you so smart? Watson is my cat that figured out how to open doors when she was still like 5 months old. But when leaving, I like to make sure that whoever is taking care of them, and this might sound like a crazy cat mom thing, but like if it's Octo or whoever, I'm always like, please just spend a little bit of time with them. Just like a little bit of time with them, because at least for my cats are very social for the most part. And so I always tell them, like, yeah, feed them and make sure that they've got water and all of that. But if you could just hang out on the couch for a little bit and see if they want to snug. And if they don't, you can leave. But like if they want to snug or if they want to play a little bit, and that way they won't get as stir crazy, I guess. So just making sure that they have something to do helps.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know, follow up, I know somebody who had a Roomba and like thought that it was totally fine because their cats always chase the Roomba around. So they were like, well, I mean, somebody can just come over, feed the cats, scoop the litter box, whatever, but really, the cats are gonna have the best time of their day when the Roomba comes on. So it just entirely depends on your cats, I guess.
Hadn't thought of that.
So thank you. Next.
Hi.
Hello.
From what I've seen, I might have missed it at some point. Why hasn't Derek made a return?
Derek! We played through the game once, and then I think we left it. Same with Backstage Pass. Sorry, just remembered how that game ended. Same with Backstage Pass. Both of those games we kind of like made all the way through, and then actually no, we played through. We played through Realistair. Yeah, Realistair. Yeah, we played through Realistair for everybody, didn't we? Or no, maybe we didn't. God, it was so long ago. I can't even remember now. We don't plan on playing it again because I think we both kind of got our fill of it. And both of the games that Crendor and I have decided, like, let's do this, have wound up being a bit longer than I think we anticipated. So, yeah, we kind of both decide, well, we would like a break from that. And then we kind of reconvene at a certain point and go, do you want to play more of that game? No? Okay, cool. We'll find something else. Sometimes you just lose interest, which sounds sad, but my hope whenever I've only done one playthrough of a game like that is that people who thought it was super duper fun will then go out and get the game themselves, right? And then get those endings that they didn't get to see. And that way it's the best of both worlds. Like the YouTube channel helped a game reach eyeballs that maybe never would have known the game existed, but it didn't spoil literally everything about the game. So, so I think that it winds up working out okay. But 1 minute? One more. Okay, one more question. This is the final one.
Hi. So I've been watching some of your dungeon mastering stuff. I can see that you're doing a follow-up to Feast and Famine, which I absolutely loved. I was wondering if you had any ideas if you were going to branch out from the dungeon world system, or if you had any completely different concepts. What would you like to try out DMing next?
I was going to stick with the dungeon world system again because I felt like when I did it the first time, there were lots of ways that I fell short. And the system is simple enough that it's helping me kind of work through those hurdles in terms of how I think about DMing, right? So things like, a person needs to climb out of a hole, like in our first game. A person needs to climb out of a hole, describe to me how you would climb out of that hole, and then I can, from there, pull, in my mind, I can say like, oh, well, that would be more of an acrobatics thing, or that would be more of a strength thing, or stuff like that. I had a lot of trouble with that the first time through, so I figured I would still stick with Dungeon World, which is fairly simple. in order to sort of wrap my mind around those concepts, because I think that they're sort of universal for the most part. I would love somebody the other day, yesterday, was asking about Made RPG, and I would love to run a Made RPG one day. I think that that would be hilarious. But as far as like a follow-up to Feast or Famine, I'm gonna stick with Dungeon World and see if I can sort of grow those chops a bit. So, yeah, that's all the time that we have. Thank you guys so much for being here for Sunday Afternoon Dooger.
You know, where's the payoff? Bring the strippers and booze! We do occasionally talk about video games. Bring the strippers and booze! Not enough time for video games. Bring the strippers and booze!
Oh, thank God, I don't need pants now.
Hey, JC, what are you doing? Not much. Making a fortune.
It's a professional broadcast. Yeah, now sing the music.
It's a professional broadcast. Bring the strippers and booze!
It's a professional broadcast.
I'm here to ask and answer one simple question.
It's a professional broadcast.
You